What's going on, guys? My name is Atif with Atif Official, and in this video we're checking out the new Honor 400. Now, there are actually 3 different Honor 400s this year. A 400 Lite, a 400 Regular, which is this one, and the 400 Pro. As you go up the lineup, you can expect better screens, cameras, and more powerful specs, among other upgrades. But honestly, I think this regular Honor 400 might be the sweet spot, offering a ton of great features for a fair price. It's balanced. Now, I haven't had much experience with Honor devices since I'm based in the US, but I'm excited to see how this phone stacks up against the mid-range competition I am familiar with. Plus, I'm curious about Honor's software and AI features, because like other brands, they've been pushing hard on that front. Unboxing and design. First things first, let's unbox it. The packaging is minimal but classy. Slice it open, and you're greeted by the phone itself. Underneath? Not much else. Just a SIM ejector tool and a USB-C cable. No wall charger, and since this is a review unit, no paperwork either. Once we power it on, let's talk price. The Honor 400 starts at $499, roughly $570 converted. It's not officially sold in the US, but globally it sits a few hundred below the 400 Pro and a bit above the Lite. For me, that's firmly mid-tier territory, and honestly, this phone looks way more premium than its price suggests. At 6.55 inches, it's actually slightly smaller than most Android phones these days, like the 6.7-inch 400 Pro. But that makes it super manageable for one-handed use. The bezels are slim, with a 90% screen-to-body ratio in the back. Gorgeous. This color is called Desert Golden, but you can also get Midnight Black, Meteor Silver, or Tidal Blue. It's a glass back with aluminum edges, and the mix of matte and polished finishes gives it a high-end feel. Plus, it's IP65/IP66, rated for dust and water resistance, so it's tough and stylish. Ports and buttons around the sides. Right, volume and power buttons. Top, a microphone, IR blaster, and a full-size secondary speaker. Bottom, main speaker, USB-C port, and a dual SIM tray, no microSD slot, but you get 256 GB or 512 GB storage options. There's also an in-display ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, faster than most mid-range phones, and face unlock. Display. The 6.55-inch AMOLED display is a stunner. 2736 by 1264 resolution, 460 ppi, sharper than typical FHD+. 120 Hz refresh rate smooth scrolling. And get this, it supposedly hits 5000 nits peak brightness. That's insane for this price. Brighter than Samsung flagships or even the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Even in direct sunlight, this thing is legible. The only nitpick? The glass is a bit glare-prone, but overall this display destroys rivals like the Samsung A55. Speakers and audio. Another win, the dual speakers. None of that earpiece nonsense. They get loud, especially with the 200% sound boost toggle. Crank it up and it's immersive for a mid-ranger. Performance and software under the hood. Snapdragon 7 Gen 3, a snappy mid-tier chip. 8 GB or 12 GB RAM. I've got the 8 GB and it sometimes reloads apps too aggressively. So maybe spring for 12 GB. Magic OS 9 on Android 15, with 6 major OS updates promised. That's flagship level support. Honor's packed in AI features too. Circle to search like Google. Turn photos into AI-generated videos. Camera enhancements, more on that later. Even Google Gemini integration. The UI is customizable, though the quick settings panel feels a bit clunky. Oversized toggles. Battery and charging. Here's the shocker, 6,000 mAh battery, or 5,300 mAh in Europe. Massive for this size. It's silicon carbon tech, meaning longer lifespan and faster charging. 80-watt wired charging, 66 watts in some regions. Translation? All-day battery and no degradation worries. Cameras. The dual camera setup, 200 megapixel main sensor, 12 megapixel ultra-wide. No telephoto that's pro only, but you get 30x digital zoom AI enhanced. Features 4K video, pro mode with manual aperture adjustment, 200 megapixel high-res mode, solid AI tweaks without overprocessing. Photos look natural, solid dynamic range, true to life colors. It's not pixel-level computational photography, but it's good. Final thoughts. As an American, I'm jealous. This is the kind of mid-ranger that'd crush the Samsung A series or Moto G in the US. Globally, it's a fantastic value if you're okay with Honor's software. The hardware? Premium? The specs? Well balanced. What do you think? Would you buy this or stick with the competition? Drop a comment, and don't forget to follow @TIFofficial on Twitter and subscribe.